Oh, hi guys. Welcome back to another episode of Eek Acres. It is the last day of July. Tomorrow is August 1st already. This summer has been just going by so fast, I can't believe it. But I wanted to talk about last weekend, because last Saturday, Bridget and I went to the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo and we had a great time. It was the most beautiful day you could ever spend doing an activity in the outdoors, and it was just the most beautiful zoo I'd ever seen in my life. Beautiful place, and everybody was so friendly, and the place was packed with people. And I never seen so many first-time parents in one place as I did that day at the zoo. Just about everybody was pushing a baby stroller. So many little kids, so many families. It was great to see the average American just out having a good time. And then on Sunday, we went to Pennsylvania to an old theme park called Waldameer Park. And they have Waldameer Water World there too. And this park was established and had been running ever since 1861. One of the oldest theme parks in the East. And the beautiful thing about going to those two places, both Saturday and Sunday, going to Ohio, going to Pennsylvania, going to these fun parks, was there was no division. Nobody was wearing a Trump hat. I didn't see anyone wearing a Biden shirt. Everybody was on the same page, doing the same thing. That had the same idea to go to the same place to have a good time. And I'm the kind of person to where I don't wait for someone to strike up a conversation with me when I'm standing in a line waiting to get an ice cream cone, get something to eat, get on a ride. I initiate the conversation, and you will find that when you start talking to a perfect stranger, just how nice they can be. And how willing they are to open up and just have a conversation with you. And that's what happened when Bridget and I rode the Ferris wheel. Another older couple got on the Ferris wheel with us, and we talked to them during the whole entire ride. Well, I haven't been to this park in about 15 years. I don't even remember it.
Really? Yeah, I've never been here.
It's a nice little park. It's nice that they have the water park. If you want to put your bathing suit on.
Oh yeah, and it's a perfect day for that.
It is. Yeah, we're going to later on.
Wait.
You wouldn't catch me dead in those.
No, no. Kick you out.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And it was a fun time. And I talked with other people that were in line to certain rides, young parents that had their children with them. And it was just so good to see that you still can have a conversation with someone today and it doesn't have to be awkward. You don't have to wonder what to say and things like that. It just comes just natural, just two people having a conversation, or 3 or 4 people having a conversation. And I did that quite a bit over the weekend, talking to people I never met. And it was great. And the beautiful thing about it is that everybody was having a good time. You know, there was all walks of life there. There was all kinds of races there. There was all kinds of age groups there, from young to old, from black to white, to Asian to Hispanic. There was all kinds of people. And everybody was having a good time. Everybody had a smile on their face. Everybody was having fun. And everybody was enjoying life as a free American. And that's what it's about. I really wish, instead of the division getting deeper in this country, that people would just realize that we all want to just live our best lives and be left alone and be able to afford to live and do the things that we want to do in this country. We rode several rides, and when we got to the park, where we entered the park, we decided to start with that first ride, which I'll show you here in the video. I can't have the audio playing in this video because it had music, and YouTube will hit me for that with a copy strike. So I rode this ride, both Bridget and I got to admit, it was a pretty scary ride, and the G-forces were pretty powerful. And I don't recommend that if you're over the age of 50 that you ride this ride called Chaos, because this morning, I don't know if it was a delayed effect or not, but the G-forces were so strong on some of the adult rides that we rode that this morning I was peeing blood, pure blood, like 4 times. And so I had to call my doctor's office, and they want me to watch it for the next 2 days. But these rides tore me up, and we both got sick and ended up leaving the park later on in the day. But we rode quite a few rides there, and some of them were just a little too strong for our age group. It's more for teenagers. Oh, that goes to stomach. Oh man. Oh, this is gonna make me sick.
Oh my gosh, don't throw it.
Oh. 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 Oh my God.
It gives you the willies.
Yeah, it does. Oh, like, oh. Oh my God.
What a view. Oh my, oh my gosh.
That's hurt on the stomach. But we had a good time, and we had a fun weekend. But the thing that really stood out to me is that nobody knew what anyone's political choice was. Nobody knew what anyone's religion was. Nobody knew anything about each other. It was just a bunch of people in the United States having a good time at these parks. Men, women, children, family members, friends. That's what we need to bring ourselves back to in this country, is to not be so divided. You know, I wish that when Trump does his rallies, and instead of bashing the other side, he would speak more directly to the people and just tell them, do you want more of what you're getting, or do you want someone that's going to fix the issues that are directly affecting your life at street level, to where you can afford groceries, gas, your bills, your mortgage, your rent? If he would just focus on that, I think that would help him more than anything. Because if I was running for president, that's what I would do. I would forget about the side that is against me, the side that is trying to dig a grave for me, the side that is trying to ruin my name and my reputation. I would focus on what the people want, what the people need, and I would focus on addressing their issues directly. If I got up on stage with Trump and he gave me 5 minutes to take the mic, I have no problem speaking to people. I could speak to a crowd of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, and I wouldn't have 1 ounce of stage fright, because I can just come right up to a mic and talk to a humongous audience of people. It wouldn't faze me a bit. But that's what I would talk about, because it never looks good when you keep the hate going, when you keep the division going. You need to talk about what people want, because all the people that were at these parks, whether it's the zoo or an amusement park, or it was the water section where they have the slides and the swimming pools, Water World, all these people have the same concerns on their mind. What does the future hold? Is my job going to be enough for me to survive on? Are groceries going to go higher than they already are? Am I going to be able to afford gas? I'm sure if you did an interview with everybody in these places, in these parks, they would all have the same concerns, because we are more alike than we are different. And that's why when everybody had the same idea to go to these places on these days over the weekend, they wanted to go there and have a good time like we wanted to go there and have a good time. And people have the same type of worries, the same type of problems, the same type of issues that they need and want addressed. And if they speak more to that, instead of turning it into this battle, into this freak show, it doesn't make us feel like anything's getting fixed. It's just too bad that the division has to be driven and deepened and strengthened, when we don't need that in this country. What we need in this country is for everybody to have a fair shot at life, for everybody to have a fair shot at being able to pay their bills, afford gas, afford groceries, afford their mortgage, their rent, their insurance, whatever it might be, and to be able to raise their kids, and to be able to live somewhere where it's safe. Safe to raise a family, safe to raise your kids, schools that you don't have to worry about something happening at. If they focused on these things instead of the stuff that nobody cares about, I think that would go further than the angle they're using to go about it. That's just my 2 cents. But it was good to see everybody of every race, every age, every human being enjoying a place together and having a ball doing it. The smells of the cookouts that were happening beneath the roofs of the pavilions, to all the people sitting at the picnic tables, to all the people riding the rides, the laughter, the screams of people having fun, the little kids on the little rides, watching them go around with big smiles on their faces. It was that kind of stuff that makes you just forget about the real world for a while. This country could be the greatest country in the world if we would clean it up and realize what's important to people and let them have a shot at what's important so they can do what they need to do and want to do. I think people would be a lot happier if they felt like they were providing a life for themselves instead of having to wonder if they're going to survive. Because that, in the end, is what puts the hate towards one another when someone sees someone else is making it and they're not. Because when you see unity and people having a good time to where people can have conversations about real life, no politics, no religion, no crazy stuff going on in the world, nothing about the news or the government, where they can have a conversation about how they're trying to get their kid to overcome the fear of a ride that they don't need to be afraid of. And then once they put that kid on the ride and they realize that kid liked that ride and then they get back in line to do it again, that's what I saw a father doing. And I told him, I says, wow, he likes it this time, doesn't he? He says, oh yeah. He says, I'm getting used to it. There was a lot of good parents there. A lot of kids having the time of their life. And so when you get wrapped up in just enjoying life, the simple little things, you realize just how beautiful life can be and how beautiful life can look when people are focused on enjoying just living instead of worrying about all the other things that are out there that just tear all that apart. It was really something to see, and I enjoyed it thoroughly until we didn't feel good anymore, and then we left and went home. Too many rides. Too old for those rides, that's for sure. But it was a good time. That's all I wanted to say, and we got a lot more things we're going to be doing this summer before this summer's gone, and there's a lot of things I want to be doing videos of on this property, you guys. I'm trying my best to get to it. It's a lot to do when you're just one person, but it's getting there. And I've already started clearing the woods down in the pines with a chainsaw, cutting a lot of those trees up into logs and stacking them. And I got a lot more to do this week, and including tomorrow morning. So I got more videos coming to you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.